President Joe Biden announced today he will end his presidential re-election campaign, an abrupt and humbling end to his long-standing political career. Good evening, I'm Cassie Fambro. Thank you for joining us for this special Fox 8 News 6 o'clock update. You've, of course, been watching that NHRA drag racing, and we're going to get you right back to that in just a couple of minutes. But first, we want to get you up to speed on all the new developments from today. So here's what we know right now. In cases like the one out of Davidson County where 9 puppies had to be euthanized, it's taken their toll on the people responsible for rescuing those animals. Fox 8's Elijah Skipper spoke to some of those involved in the process about how they're holding up. President Donald Trump again at a rally in Butler, Pennsylvania. Apparently some sort of incident occurred there. There are photos now that show him with blood coming from his ear. There were popping noises at this rally. Secret Service swarmed in, protecting the former president and escorting him to a nearby waiting vehicle. They are, of course, investigating this. We're going to turn it over to Fox national coverage for more. You can see in this image that something has occurred and that the president does appear to be injured. We will have the latest coming up right now on Fox News national coverage, and tune back in at 10 for everything as we learn it. Thank you for watching. According to Burlington police officers, they responded to a call about a shooting and found the woman with a gunshot wound a quarter after midnight Saturday morning. Police say she was taken to the hospital for treatment and the investigation is ongoing. Fentanyl can come in several forms. Deputies say they're seeing it more often in pill form, or they call them pressed pills. I want you to take a look at both of these images. There's one here on the bottom and one here on the top. One of them is a prescription narcotic painkiller. The other one is fentanyl. And just by looking at these two photos, you can see how confusing that is for officers. And keep in mind, starting tomorrow, road and sidewalk closures near the Bellmead parking deck in downtown will take place. This is what we told you about, closing right there near the Tanger Center downtown. Then we have a road alert in Winston-Salem. Cap Street currently closed between Ogburn and Mineral Avenue. That's expected to reopen in about 4 hours. According to authorities, there was a big accident that knocked down power lines and utility poles there, caused some outages right there in that area. 10 homes currently without power as they work to restore that.
And Neil, this meeting lasted for more than an hour and a half with people passionately talking about how they don't want a casino. They even gave out these little no casino buttons and signs saying this is something they don't want in Western Rockingham County, but what they do want is to vote on it.
And all of a sudden I heard a pop, like a snap crackle pop, and the tree and everything just come down, and the only thing that hit me was like a piece of fiberglass, and it didn't even hurt. Thank God it didn't even hurt.
We knew that the ESSER funding was going to end. Yes. That was a long time coming. Do you feel that the district prepared adequately for those ESSER funds to end?
ESSER funding was the acronym for the emergency funds awarded to schools as a result of the pandemic.
We knew that ESSER was coming to an end. Yes, we did know that that was going to happen. And so, yes, we prepared.
Was it enough?
We've probably needed to make more reductions. Even had we not gotten ESSER dollars, we would have gotten to this place that we need to not have as many central office.
Now, WSFCS is faced with dissolving vacant positions, demoting people or offering to reassign them, affecting 116 jobs.
As you compare our central office and the size of our district, and you're looking at other districts, we're trying to get within what we can actually maintain over time, and this is just a necessity right now.
Are these people going to end up in a classroom?
Many will, if they're licensed.
Do they want to do that?
Probably not. There may be some that would be okay with it.
After the audit revealed the shortfall, there was also a note in the report indicating the district needed to address a staffing void.
Are you looking for a director of finance?
But that is one because of this need that we are going to need to fill.
If positions are eliminated at the school level, that's not because of the budget. It's because of the state algorithm involving enrollment, which determines how many positions are funded.
You know, you get this much money from the state, you get this many positions.
Moving forward, McManus says there are guardrails in place and financials will be reviewed every 2 weeks by not only her, but the board as well. She understands people are concerned and watching closely.
It seems like there's a big spotlight on your district. How do you as a leader grapple with that? Where does the buck stop?
Well, the buck stops with me, and I take everything personal. I absorb everything, and I take it on my shoulders because I do believe that you know, the leader of the district, if something goes wrong anywhere, it is my responsibility.
Well, Katie and Natalie, right now, if I'm insured by insurance company A and insurance company A says I can only get my prescriptions mailed to me or I can only go to one certain chain, that's what I've got to do. I can't get it filled wherever I want. For example, at a locally owned pharmacy.
We wanted our community to have the same pharmacy experience that we had when we were growing up.
Pharmacist Keith Vance and his wife opened Louisville Pharmacy in 2005 with an emphasis on the personal touch.
Where the pharmacist knew you, you could come, when you walked in the door, they called you by name, and they didn't know just about your health conditions, but they knew about your family, your dog, and just being a big part of the community.
Vance says the impact of pharmacy benefit managers is hurting local pharmacies like his, often referred to by the acronym PBM. PBMs are the middleman between pharmacies, insurance companies, and drug makers.
PBMs are currently kind of the shadowy part of the healthcare system.
They determine which drugs are covered by insurance, how much patients pay out of pocket, and payments to pharmacies.
A patient may pay, X amount of dollars one month, and they come in the next month, they may end up paying 2X.
The three largest PBMs are probably familiar to you: CVS Health with Caremark, Cigna with Express Scripts, and United Health with OptumRx. As you can see, there's a lot of overlap. Therefore, a company like CVS Caremark is more likely to make you only use CVS pharmacies.
Pharmacy benefit manager is basically an extension of an insurance company.
David Price at Stanleyville Pharmacy says with so much of the market dominated by those big PBMs, it's cutting out the little guy.
We just simply aren't paid enough to even cover the cost of a lot of drugs anymore.
House Bill 246 would ensure patients can still pick their own pharmacies and give the State Department of Insurance the authority to enforce rules on PBMs, as well as mandating fair reimbursement for all pharmacies, not just for the ones owned by the PBMs.
Senator Phil Berger, our Senate President Pro Tem, and Senator Rabin, the head of the Rules Committee, are the two people that have the power to move it to the floor. I'm just hoping that they'll do that.
92 independent pharmacies have closed in North Carolina since 2022 through April of this year. And on a larger scale, you've probably seen Walgreens closing 25% of its stores. They don't own a PBM, unlike CVS. We also reached out to Senator Berger's office to see if the bill might come to the floor, but we haven't heard back yet. Katie.
If you want to understand history, touch history.
Jim Gallucci, a nationally renowned sculptor, brought 40,000 pounds of steel from the World Trade Centers to the Triad.
This is all that's left and we're still looking for homes for it.
The remaining steel sits outside the shop with his namesake in Greensboro, beams from the 70th floor of one of the towers.
The piece on the bottom is 23,000 pounds. This piece on top is about 12,000 pounds.
The steel was towed on an 18-wheeler from a New Jersey scrapyard.
It still had, you could still smell the jet fuel on it. It was, and then, what really gets you is when things fall out. Like we had a kid's sneaker fall out of one.
In an effort to honor the victims, Gallucci created a monument in downtown Greensboro. The bottom of it's shaped like the Pentagon. The steel on each side, 50 pieces of fluttering steel. Poems on the bottom from children about the attack.
Is this Armageddon? The beginning of the end? I don't know who was the enemy. I don't know who was our friend.
A Greensboro woman visited the monument to remember the anniversary of 9/11, reading each poem carefully, looking at the steel.
I want to hug it and cry.
Gallucci says monuments are about moments like that.
You're holding history right there.
He hopes a nonprofit will want the rest of the steel now that Greensboro has its monument. One's coming in Summerfield and another already up in Reedsville.
The Reedsville monument is quite unique because we cut out silhouettes of the firemen and the people, and some of it is embedded in the cement and some of it is supporting the steel.
Gallucci wants the steel to become part of more monuments.
We still would love to we have lots of ideas of what to do with this, but we've just run out of money. It's cost us so much money.
The steel that once held up one of the tallest buildings in the world.
This is the reality that we need to keep
holds a weight far heavier than pounds.
To see it like this, it gets me. I mean, it still gets me, you know, and I feel like I need to come down here to be close to it because it's still just part, you know, of the heart. It's still, like they say, never forget. Oh, I'll never forget.
Part of our heart is here, and we're having to kind of fix that.
It takes a village to raise a child. The Creative Village Center in Swannanoa operates on that belief. It's one co-director Liz Doy holds dear.
There's a part that's just not complete.
The children there have all been accounted for after Helene, but they aren't back together yet. The Swannanoa River rose higher than ever before, and it seeped into Creative Village.
All of that had to be taken out. All the insulation had to be taken out. All the drywall had to be taken out. Everything, shelves, toys that were in the rooms had to be taken out. We lost all our shelves.
In addition to all of their shelves, they lost 70% of their toys and games. The floor has to be replaced. Every rug has to go. The whole area remains under a boil water advisory. No word on when it will end.
It just really depends on how the treatment goes, so we're making sure that we have our water supply.
Upstairs, the room usually for preschool-aged kids has become a storage center.
We've had groups that have come and helped with the water, helped with cleaning supplies.
Parents are among those working hard to fix the village. Others are building shelves and gathering supplies.
We've gotten the insulation, but getting the drywall in, we'll be getting new flooring in, and just figuring out a plan.
Her mantra is the Bible verse on her shirt. When you go through deep waters, I will be with you.
It's an important reminder.
They have a date in mind to reopen, the Monday before Thanksgiving. Joey says they know their families need them more than ever.
Everybody's trying to pull together, and I really want us to be there. I want us to make it through this and be there.
In Swannanoa, Cassie Fambro, Fox 8 News.